Warm welcome for the last time of 2021. The podcast's here. It's time to go wild. Welcome once again to the Time to Go Wild Radio podcast for another week. Of course, the podcasts are available via Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, hosted on YouTube and Podbean. If you want to contact us throughout the week, you can do via Facebook or Twitter.com/TTGW Radio. You can drop us texts on 07849 767755. Been a big week around the hockey leagues this last week. Big weekend for the YKK Widnes Wild. You know what to do. Stick around for a little while. It's time to go wild. Warm welcome once again to the Time to Go Wild Radio podcast for another week. And what a weekend of ice hockey it was across the country, as in particular, I should say, for your YKK Widnes Wild. Two massive games in the D1 North Morley division. And two very, very big results. Not to mention all the other games going on around the country. There's been a lot of controversy as well at a couple of other games. We will just leave that up to the officials. But there's other news as well to cover. So we've got a packed show for you this week. So may as well get on with the first part. Time for the scores. Scores from across the leagues, of course, that we cover each week here on the Time to Go Wild radio show. Starting off with league action from the Elite Ice Hockey League on Saturday. Manchester Storm 4, Glasgow Clan 2, Cardiff Devils 5, Sheffield Steelers 4 after overtime. On Sunday, Glasgow Clan 2, Cardiff Devils 5. On Sunday from the EIHA Under-18s North 2, Sutton 6, Sheffield 5. Under-16s North 2 action on Sunday, Grimsby 6, Manchester 12. Under-14s North 2 action from Saturday, Sheffield 5, Solihull 6, Billingham 4, Manchester 11. On Sunday, Blackburn 0, Kingston 10. On Saturday in the EIHA Under-12s North League, Blackburn 2, Widnes 6. NIHL National League action from Friday, Sheffield Steel Dogs 3, Peterborough Phantoms 1. On Saturday, Swindon Wildcats 6, Raiders 1. Basingstoke Bison 3, Leeds Knights 4. Bees 3, Telford Tigers 6. Milton Keynes Lightning 2, Sheffield Steel Dogs 5. On Sunday, Sheffield Steel Dogs 2, Milton Keynes Lightning 6. Raiders vs Swindon Wildcats match postponed. Leeds Knights 3, Basingstoke Bison 2. Peterborough Phantoms 4, Bees 2. NIHL Division 1 North Morley League action from Saturday. Sheffield Scimitars 7, Blackburn Hawks 1. Solihull Barons 4, Widnes Wild 5. On Sunday, Whitley Warriors 9, Billingham Stars 0. Nottingham Lions 5, Solihull Barons 3. Widnes Wild 3, Sheffield Scimitars 2 after overtime. And NIHL Division 2 North Laidler action from Saturday. Hull Jets 12, Nottingham Lions N2 1. On Sunday, Sheffield Titans 5, Altrincham Aces 2, and Coventry NIHL Blaze 2, Hull Jets 5. That rounds up the scores for the last week and our last set for 2021. More in 2022. Well, some massive results there. We will start first with probably the biggest shock result, I will say, actually, of the weekend. And it's the last time I think the Nottingham Lions won a league game in proper morally league competition was against the D-side Dragons back in January of 2018, if their most recent posting is correct. There have been other wins in other competitions, but this is their first win in league competition, and they beat the Solihull Barons in the NIC by 5-3. So a big shout out to the Nottingham Lions, first league win in quite a while. Then, of course, we had the other two big results that most people are bothered about within the Widnes Wild family. First off, on Saturday, in Solihull, Solihull Barons 4, Widnes Wild 5. Big game, massive result there for the Widnes Wild. It was just one of those games where anything could happen, and I think just about anything did happen. The goal started at 3:21 from Vlad Volkanovs, from Richard Hagger and Chris Wilcox. Then it was at 6:40, Jay Robinson from Vlad's. Then Solihull answer back at 9 minutes and 1 with a goal from Ashley Calvert from Andrew Whitehouse and Elliot Farrell. Sorry, Elliot. Widnes then pushed further forward with another goal at 11:15 from Vlad Volkanovs, assisted Rich Hagger and Chris Wilcox. Solihull answered back 28:38 with a goal from Thomas Saw, assisted Nicholas Otterson and Callum Bowley. Widnes then pushed ahead even more. 32:53, Tom Stubley from Liam Charnock. And then things seemed to settle for a while, but then all of a sudden Solihull got an extra wind. 40 minutes 34, so 34 seconds into the third period. Philip Mulcahy from Daniel Mulcahy. And then 49:24 on the power play, Callum Bowley from Nicholas Otterson and Daniel Mulcahy, all square at 4. Drama had unfolded down in Solihull. Then 58:39, Vlad Volkanovs completes his hat-trick from Tom Stubley and Mikey Gilbert. Massive win for the YKK Widnes Wild, 2 points to the Wild, and a big win. Now, we thought, oh, well, that's drama. Then we come to last night. Not for the faint-hearted was last night's game. Very few penalty minutes, very few goals, but drama. First goal, 16-14 for the Sheffield Scimitars, opened by Sam Rogers, assisted Scott Morris and Craig Elliott. Wild then had to wait even longer into the second period. Sheffield got another goal in. It was from Scott Morris, from Craig Elliott and Sam Rogers. If my pause is because I'm double checking the sheet as I'm reading it. 24-14. Wild are 2-0 down. Then Widnes answer back. 24-41. Jay Robinson from Vlad's and Rich Hagger. It's now 1-2. Then the wait. And what a wait it was. 55 minutes, 21 seconds. Vlad Volkanovs from Liam Charnock and Tom Stubley. It's all level. We're in the last 5 minutes of the game. Everyone is biting their nails. It's getting tense. It's fast. It's furious. And it's all square at the end of regulation. It's overtime. 3-on-3. It's sudden death. Both goalies standing on their heads. Both goalies trying their best. It was tough. It was hard. I'll come to the shots on goal first, because the total shots on goal were 34 in regulation on Harrison and only 1 in overtime. But there were 47 shots on James Hadfield in regulation with 10 shots in overtime. So there were a lot of shots coming towards Harrison, I must admit, in overtime, but only 1 classed as a shot on goal. So 64 minutes and 42 seconds. Taking it almost to the wire, Richard Hagger from Mikey Gilbert and Tom Stubley. The winner goes in and the roof nearly comes off Planet Ice Widnes. What a weekend, what a 4-point weekend, and just how important was that for the Wild standings in the league? Well, if the league table is as up to date as it appears on the EIHA website, the YKK Widnes Wild have jumped all the way up to 3rd place in the league and a point clear with a game in hand on Solihull, who were in 4th. So the league now reads: Solway Sharks played 13 on 24 points, Whitley Warriors played 13 on 22 points, Widnes Wild played 11 on 13 points, so quite a big gap. Even with the games in hand, that's still quite a big gap. Then it's in 4th. Solihull Barons played 12 points. Sheffield Scimitars played 12 and 12 points. Billingham Stars played 14, 10 points. Blackburn Hawks played 11 and 10 points. And the Nottingham Lions played 14 and 4 points. So, yes, there is quite a gap building up at the top of the league. Between third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and 7th are very, very tight, with 1st and 2nd very close as well between those two. So you can tell there is going to be one massive battle and a hard graft all the way through to the end of the season once things restart in January. What a weekend. What a way to finish. I managed to catch up with a couple of players after the game last night. This is what they had to say.
Well, thrills and spills of a 4-point weekend for the YKK Widnes Wild. Down in Solihull on Saturday, back home against Sheffield. Here at Planet Ice, it's Sunday, and an overtime winner in the dying seconds. I managed to collar 2 of the players, Vlad Volkanovs and Liam Charnock. I'll start with Vlad's. Well, Vlad's first season with the Wild. How's it feeling?
It feels pretty good. I think the whole team helps me to be in the best shape possible here. So I really like it.
I mean, the impact, the speed, the handling. It's just showing how good. I mean, you were at Altrincham last year, weren't you? And this year, I mean, we thought you could. I thought about stepping up a gear, but man, you've not just gone 1, you've gone 2.
Yeah, but still, I couldn't do it without the team. So without our practices, without our coach. So I think it's props to them.
So, I mean, tonight's game, though, was a dig deep war of attrition, I think, for the first period anyway.
Yeah, I think we were pretty tired in the first period because of the Saturday's game, but we dig deep and got the result that we wanted at the end. Yeah.
I mean, there was a couple of times, both teams, it was going close on goal, pucks just bouncing off sticks or players getting in the way, and I can see how frustrating it is for people like yourself, forwards going in. It's just not quite landing. I mean, came good in the end, though.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, as I said, we dig deep, and I think we just wanted it more at the end. That's what proved it.
I mean, Liam, how does that feel? The 4-point weekend so valuable?
Yeah, it feels good with shorter bodies this weekend, and it was definitely a grind. Solihull is always a tough away game, so really chuffed to come out of there with a win. And I think Vladdy is being humble, but he's a player that's definitely sort of carried the team through this week, and I think 3 goals and critical times as well. So yeah, definitely glad to come out of that with a win. So chuffed.
I mean, it's been a big night tonight. I mean, of course, crowds have been affected by different reasons. The team, of course, have had injuries, and of course, it's that season when there's the bugs going around. Yeah. Never mind what's currently going around, but everyone put in a shift tonight. You can see I could see tired legs, but both teams were tired.
Yeah, definitely both teams are tired. I think, Sheffield shorter bodies as well, credit to them, but I think in the final few minutes of the game and then into overtime as well, I think our fitness just shone through, and I think perhaps a bit more drive and a bit more want as well. So, I was quite confident by the time we got to overtime that I think we were definitely on the stronger foot, and absolutely over the moon to come out of the win with that one, because it's been a grind this weekend and could have gone either way at some point today.
I mean, last weekend, but for both of you, it was a big weekend with it being the Cup semi-final. Now we know we're going to be playing Dundee in the final. This, again, a big weekend in the league. And it's right on top of Christmas.
Yeah, it's crunch time in the season, really. So, we've just got to try and stay on top of our game, control the controllables. So, there's, like you say, there's a lot of variables with COVID and players and other commitments and things like that, and we've just got to make sure we can control what we can control. So everyone's buying in at training, and it'd be nice just to have a couple of weeks off over Christmas, but then we're right back to work in the new year. So yeah.
I mean, it's a big game back down in Solihull, first game of the season after Christmas. You know what to expect. It's going to be big, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we're going to expect the same thing as on Saturday. They will show up and do us a good game. So I think the whole team hopefully turn up and get a win.
Well, they're wanted in the dressing room. I'm going to let them go. Thanks for such a good first half of the season. Rest well, and we'll catch you both in the second half.
Cheers very much.
Thank you.
A massive thanks to Liam and Vlad. And as you may hear in the background, of course, with it being the last game before the festivities and the festive season, there were a few things they wanted to get underway in the dressing room. I was trying to sort of quick interview, but keep it balanced without trying to interrupt things in the dressing room, because you could kind of tell the guys wanted to kick back, relax, unwind, and get a bit of air in themselves and stretch out after the hectic weekend. You could tell that there were tired legs. The bench was very short for for both teams actually last night, due to one reason or another. So there's a lot of things going on. Of course, it's that time of the year when bugs start to hit, and of course the other bug is still flying around. So of course, yours truly, it was now seen stood on top of the dressing rooms, and it is a good view up there. It's just a case of me making sure that my runner, and last week it was Ailish, she did a fab job. This week it was Natalie. Thank you to both of them for being my runners over the last couple of weeks, passing information to us with the whiteboard so that we can get the announcements to everyone in the rink. So yeah, big thank you. And I'm going to say it right now, number of people had birthday announcements. I hope you all had happy birthdays, and of course it's going to be Christmas coming up, so of course Merry Christmas coming up to everybody. Well, we now have to bring you who has been on the naughty step. Oh yes.
Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the beast.
And someone has been on the naughty step. It's not necessarily from within our leagues, but there's a couple of discipline updates over the past week. Released December 17th. Brandon Webster of the Invicta Dynamos has reached 10 penalty points with misconduct penalties in games, and under the totting up procedure he gained a 2-game suspension. And in the National League, Telford Tigers' Andy McKinney was assessed a 5+ game for elbows in the NIHL National Division game at Leeds Knights on the last Saturday. That's the last Saturday prior to the 17th of December, of course. Following a review of this penalty, it was upgraded to a match for checking to the head. As it is clear that McKinney made direct contact with the head of Leeds defenseman Lewis Baldwin while in a vulnerable position. McKinney has been suspended for 6 games for a check to the head, the mandatory minimum tariff for the offence. He's also reached 10 penalty points and is suspended for a further 2 games under the totting up process, making a total suspension of 8 games. So the disciplinary committee have been rather busy at work. Now, we have a couple of news items courtesy of the EIHA website. It's been a busy week in the news. First up, we will go to the EIHA Pride Week. That will be the EIHA having the inaugural Pride Week in January. It will run from the 7th to the 16th of January 2022. There will be, for the teams, they will be using signs such as helmet stickers, rainbow laces, pride tape on sticks, etc., etc. Working with community groups to support the LGBTQ+ and other marginalised groups to share information and advice with their own fans to promote diversity and inclusion around the hockey family. And just moving down the article, the EIHA director and WNIHL lead Faye Andrews said, "I'm pleased that we have our Pride Week coming in January and I'm delighted that our WNIHL clubs can be part of the event as well." So it's all the teams seem to be part of the NIHL and WNIHL are all part of it. A sport like hockey can provide people, can bring people together and provide. I'll start that paragraph again. A sport like hockey can bring people together and improve physical and mental health, but we need to show that players, officials, volunteers, or fans need not choose between their sport and being themselves. Hockey is a safe and welcoming environment for everyone who wants to be part of our great game. And then there's a quote from Andy Miller afterwards. He says, "It's no coincidence that we are sharing the date with the Elite League. It's important for the sport as a whole to work together in combating discrimination in all forms and show ice hockey matches are safe spaces for everyone to be themselves." And there's also a set of rules included, and that's an article on the EIHA website. We also have a little bit about the EIHA has received 3 years funding support from Sport England. So that's fantastic news. The EIHA are delighted to announce that they have received an award for £465,000 over 3 years by Sport England. The funding is to give the EIHA staffing resource to manage the organisational operational challenges, modernise and support with COVID recovery. And there's more to the article, but that is fantastic news to help things move forward. There's quotes from Andy Miller, Matt Lloyd, and find out the extra details within the EIHA website for that one. And a final one, quickly, we have, this is from the JMC, saying that there's backstopping junior development with PuckStop. The EIHA are delighted to announce a partnership with PuckStop to support the development of junior netminders and to help reduce barriers to new players taking up the vital role of netminder. The partnership is called the PuckStop Netminder Development Program, and that is fabulous. There's quotes and information more on the article on the EIHA website. And I mean, netminders do have the hard job. They're the last person. They're the ones that stand in the path of that little disc of vulcanized rubber, and you know it's not cheap. Their kit. I mean, hockey kit isn't cheap at the best of times, but you know the netminder, they have all the extra bits. So that's fantastic news that PuckStop are helping with support to that fantastic cause. It's so funny in a way, and I'm not taking the mick or anything out of the junior goaltenders, but it's so funny when you see the junior goaltenders, particularly like up to under 10, some of them. There they are, stood there with the jersey and the helmet and the pads on. It's a case of, hang on a minute, is there a body in there somewhere? You go, oh, how can they move with all that padding on? But they're so agile. It's like, you guys are amazing. I mean, goaltenders across the board, I always tip my hat to goaltenders. You're an amazing breed. But the under 10s goalies, some of them, it's like, how do you actually move? And then they get on the ice, it's like a case of, you guys are amazing. How do you do it? I really do. Fabulous, fabulous goaltenders. They're the ones who I always have to say, goaltenders are not made, they are born. And if you've seen the meme that I occasionally share online, you definitely understand that. Well, of course, the information we have for you this week also comes with a few extra bits because we have to wait on a finalisation for the date of the D1 North Cup. Now, the details from the EIHA website, this was published on the 13th of December, but basically the Morley Cup final will feature the Widnes Wild, who upset the Solway Sharks, and it will also feature the Dundee Comets, and this is because the semi-final between the Dundee Comets and the Solihull Barons was unable to be arranged for one reason or another. The details are available on the EIHA website, but under the rulings and discussions, the games have been awarded to Dundee, so the games will be taking place when officially announced between the Widnes Wild and the Dundee Comets. Now, there are provisional dates, and we will come to them shortly, so we will have them for your calendar. Don't forget, keep your eye on all social media outlets for information on that. But first, if you want to keep up to date with all things Widnes Wild, do so via widneswild.co.uk, also Facebook and twitter.com/widneswild. We have Instagram, which is instagram.com/widneswildofficial, and also via the YouTube page, which is Widnes Wild Ice Hockey Club, where we will be posting the links to highlights that are available in appropriate places. Of course, we have our on our website, we've also got our community section, our fan zone. Still information about the own and loan shirts. There are some still available. Home and away are still £80. The warm-up shirts are £60. And of course, keep your eyes peeled for all details regarding away travel. And the final little bit of that side of things, of course, we don't forget about our sponsors. Very, very big thank you to all of our sponsors. YKK, our title sponsor, Sprakes & Son of Widnes, Straight In, MPG Maintenance Property Services, Crosscheck Clothing, The Coach Company, the University of Salford, who are giving us our medical cover, the Planet Ice, and of course our charity, the Halton Haven Hospice. And we had representatives from both our medical cover and Halton Haven with birthdays at the weekend, so happy birthday once again to everybody who got an announcement at the weekend. And now, just for a few weeks, get your pens and paper ready. Hopefully I've got things as up to date as I can now, because I had an error on one of the start times. Fixtures for January 2022 starts Sunday 2nd of January. The Solihull Barons will host your YKK Widnes Wild. Face-off is at 5:30 p.m. As it was correctly pointed out to me, I had it at the wrong time. It is actually 5:30 p.m. And of course, keep your eye on social media for all information if you want to go, if there is away travel available for that game. But of course, your Widnes Wild ladies will be in action at Planet Ice Widnes. They are hosting the Kingston Diamonds at 4:15 on Sunday the 2nd of January. So come on, get a ice hockey fix. If you're not going to Solihull, come down, support the ladies. 4:15 Sunday 2nd of January. Then Saturday the 8th of January, the Widnes Under-10s are in cross-ice action in Bradford from 4 p.m. Meanwhile, the Widnes Under-14s host Sheffield's Under-14s at 3:20. And an extra fixture I've seen, need full confirmation of this, but the Widnes Under-18s seem to have a challenge game scheduled on Saturday the 8th of January against Leeds Under-18s, and that's given as 10-5. And also pencil into your diary that the D1 North Cup final option 1, I'm calling it option 1 for a fixture, is also Saturday the 8th of January. Sunday 9th of January, the Widnes Wild ladies are in action against the Sheffield Shadows at 4:15, Planet Ice Widnes. And currently on the schedule, the Blackburn Hawks host the Widnes Wild up in Blackburn at 6 p.m. but this date is also an option for a D1 North Cup final fixture. So again, keep your eyes peeled and we will give you confirmation through all our outlets as soon as we get full confirmation of that. Saturday 15th of January, Widnes under 10s are in cross-ice action in Telford from 20 past 4. Manchester under 14s host Widnes under 14s again at 20 past 4. And Nottingham under 16s host the Widnes under 16s at 5 p.m. This date is another option for a D1 North Cup final date. And the last one I'll give out for now, for Sunday the 16th of January, at the moment there's a YKK Widnes Wild versus Blackburn Hawks game scheduled at Planet Ice Widnes at 5:30 p.m. But this date is also possible in the schedule for a D1 North Cup final game. So the weekends of the 8th, 9th, 15th and 16th of January have been set aside with the league through my current information sources as dates that could be used to fit the two cup final dates in. So keep your eyes peeled on all our social media and news outlets, and we will get final confirmation to you as soon as we can. So yes, it's going to be hectic because, of course, a number of those fixtures will require options of rescheduling and moving things around, and we know how tricky it is to get the fixtures together. And I don't envy the task of the people who put the schedule together and all the fixtures together. So when you have to move one or more fixtures around and fit them in around other teams, particularly up in Dundee, if they're using the same sort of, having to sort of gain ice time around the Dundee Stars in the Elite League, then again you've got scheduling issues. So hopefully we will have answers as soon as possible. So keep your eyes peeled on that. But it's going to be a busy time in January, and believe me, the fixtures go on right through until definitely April, possibly even into May for some of our teams. So we will bring you information as and when it is all available. One final note now. It's that time of year. It's our final show of 2021. Oh, and a final thing that I've just remembered, an apology. I had to cancel the December round table, which was scheduled for Thursday of last week due to, I'll call it equipment technical issues of my own. One of my microphones had failed, so we were going to be struggling. And of course, especially with the current issues around COVID-19 being a lot more prevalent, we didn't want to take any chances with having to sit too close to each other. We want to make sure we're sensible. So I'd have only had a couple of microphones. It wouldn't have been very practicable, so we have cancelled it. But all being well, in January, hopefully things will have got a bit more back to normal with society, that we can actually be around people a bit more. We will try our best to bring you a round table in January. So, where does that leave the show for this week? We're at the end. So what I shall do is bid you all a very, very Merry Christmas. I hope you all have a very safe Christmas. You look after yourselves, look after each other, look out for each other, especially those people who are vulnerable. If you are getting in some hockey over the festive period, if there is any going on anywhere, or even if you're just going out and having a bit of roller hockey, or just going out skating and enjoying yourselves, take care, look after yourselves. Don't want to hear of anyone getting hurt or injuring themselves. Have fun though. Have fun. Have a very, very prosperous new year. Make sure the lemonades are not too far over the top. We want to enjoy it and remember it. And I'll catch you all again early 2022 from the Time to Go Wild radio show for 2021. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I'll catch you all in 2022. Till then, ta-ra!